Hello world, it's 7:30 in the evening on the 4th of May 2014. I'm going to do something on the nature of time, okay? Now, over the coming week or two, I want to do a set of videos on each of the individual planets, on their elemental, chemical, physical makeup, and how that correlates astrology into their influences upon individuals and groups. And I'll be doing that with each of the planets over the coming couple of weeks, not consistently, but fairly solidly. But first of all, I want to look at this notion of time, of how humanity and we experience time. There are two different types of time that humanity commonly resonates to. There is the human defined moments of time, like minutes or hours or weeks or calendar months. And then there's natural time, days and lunar months and years, which are not human inventions, they're naturally ordered things. Similarly, the cycles of the planets are not humanly ordered, they're only humanly catalogued. And as we catalogue these planets, we learn to recognize in them patterns. Sometimes those patterns appear to influence certain individuals' perception of time. So many times I hear people say, it took me hours and I looked at the clock and it was only 10 minutes. Other times it's the reverse. Oh, it seemed like it just whizzed by, but actually it took me hours. Now these are the same people often who will get a lot of static electric shocks from things like cars or shopping trolleys, televisions or computers, who resonate well with certain types of crystals and who tend to blow up electrics. There is something here. Now, often I find these people will have one or two common astrological features in their chart. Normally, a strong aspect to Uranus, particularly from Mercury and the Sun and sometimes Mars. Often it involves a Mercury retrograde, but I've seen it so commonly. But it leads me to assume that the human imposition of time in terms of minutes, hours, weeks, calendar months is a kind of safety valve to give us some type of regulated, orderly system of reference to be able to measure the passage of the universe by. And in a way, we've fallen foul of that. We've fallen prisoner to the passage of time. And we've allowed time to dictate the pace and evolution of our lives. We've settled into rhythms and routines that have become prisons. And as a result, we've become slaves to time. Now, I'm an astrologer. I see patterns. I also recognize timings, or at least the potentials that timings hold. Whether individuals choose to take that potential, of course, is entirely up to them. But in another area, which you're going to see a lot of me talking about in the coming 3 or 4 months, from now through to August, it's my other passion beside astrology. You're going to see a lot of stuff coming up around the affairs of the fields in southwest England and southern England over the coming few months, because the crop circles are coming back. They're already out there, and I'll be putting up some really good pictures in the next few days. So watch this space. But I know I'm going to lose some of you instantly by this, but I know I have direct experience of how time is only relative to one's immediate moment. I've been in extra time situations out there in the fields with the crop circle phenomena. So I know that time is relative. Convincing it or getting anyone to believe it until they experience it themselves doesn't work, which is why those people who are most commonly comfortable with the idea of time not being an orderly rhythmic routine and thus being a less controlling influence in their lives are those with retrogrades. Lots of retrogrades, particularly Uranus retrograde or Mercury retrograde. And, I suggest that the nature of time itself is something that we individually each need to discover. In that light, Catch you next time. Bye.